Jamaica 60 is a year-long celebration here at the Jamaica Information Service. We want to encourage you to look out for the many events that will be taking place and celebrate the country's Diamond Jubilee. Remember, we are reigniting a nation for greatness. Hi there, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. We continue to get the facts on a practice, a career, the business that feeds us all, farming. An innovator in the field is stopping by. Then later, cracking down on those who don't support a safe Jamaica. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
What a way you're full of our roots and culture. That was in Jamaica 60. Jamaica 60? What a piece of news, Miss Matty. I feel like my heart going bust up.
Just in, the island of Jamaica is on the verge of celebrating its 60th year of independence.
I only we have to celebrate it now. They say the people them, them come here, But you see, when our people decide, say the other people them free paper, burn up. Them say if it's war, start it, whatever. We all collect medal, panta fight,
medal.
Amount of tongue we give them,
The celebrations are slated to begin on January 1st, 2022. Organized by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. We have more in this report.
I am on site and planning activities are ablaze. Persons are advised to download the Reggae Jamaica app to know what it pre. Activities for the Jamaica 60 celebration.
Yeah, download the app to get the updates then.
This week's Get the Facts highlights one farmer who has used innovation to enable efficiency and productivity in farming. Let's hear his story.
Welcome to Get the Facts. This is the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm Theodore Henry. A quote by Albert Einstein says, "You can't solve a problem on the same level that it was created. You have to rise above it to the next level." That's exactly what my guest has done. His innovativeness to create solutions to make farming more productive is sheer genius. All the way from St. Catherine to our studio in St. Andrew, his farmer and innovator, Orville Williams. Welcome to the program, Mr. Williams.
Welcome, and thanks for having me.
All right, let's jump right into getting the facts. Tell us what led you into farming.
Well, I was born in farming.
Yes.
As I born on a farm where my father was a farmer. And my whole family, that's what they live off from I ever know them.
Okay.
So it is something that's grown up in me.
All right, so this is a lifetime thing for you.
It's a lifetime thing.
You're not doing anything else?
Nothing else.
I like it. I like it. So during the intro, I mentioned that you were an inventor.
Yes.
You've made some.
And I was a baby.
From you were a baby.
Right.
All right. Now I have here some of the machines that you made, and I'm sure you have some others. But let me just call the names of the ones that I was told about. The apple scratter, the shaft cutter, juice press, and the crusher. Tell me about them. Tell me about the apple scratter. What is that?
Apple scratter is a machine that it minces the apple, like the pineapple or the Ethiopian apple,
Right.
in order to extract the juice. So it's a prepare like when you prepare coconut for the blender.
Ah.
So you cut it in small quantity. Then you add it to this press.
Right.
The press extract the juice from it and leave it something like a baguette board. So the juice can use for human consumption.
Right.
While you can use the extract now to put animal feed.
Okay. All right. And I'm assuming that this is done at a reasonably large scale.
Can be on a large scale.
All right, not a small scale thing. The shaft cutter, what's that about?
The shaft cutter is what cut the grass and the legumes in and maybe about 2 to 3 inches in length to prepare it for the animal feed. We can use it, we can ferment it with other feed, incorporate with it and ferment it and make what we call a silage. That has a shelf life of average 3 years.
Wow.
So if you have a good season this year with a rainfall and you have a storage, you can prepare your animal feed and lock it away for 3 years.
And when you're ready to use it, you just put it
Quite
out.
good. Once that open, it is very good and very nutritious.
That's interesting. The shaft cutter, is it a stationary thing?
Both station and portable. I have it on wheel and I have some on station.
Man, invention. All right, the last one that I have here, maybe you'll want to tell me about something else. The crusher. What's
The
that?
crusher is what we have now farm. I used to go up and see them waste a lot of farm product. Like when drought take the pumpkin field,
Right.
you throw away the pumpkin. When I reap like potato, the small one, which is not desired for the market, you throw it away.
Right.
What I do now, I put it in the crusher and I mill them just similar to what, like the scratter, and then we can blend it back with the grass and ferment it.
Okay.
Initially, so it adds extra protein to the animal feed.
Very little waste is happening.
Right.
I assume. All right, so I am not a farmer.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up on a farm, so you're gonna have to guide me here.
Yeah.
The apple scratter. What did people do before having something like this?
The apple just waste.
Yes.
The apple season just waste. It's a butterfly and sourfly just swarm the whole place.
Well, that I am familiar with.
And that's, I never see they use it.
Right.
Person just get some apple, like half dozen apple, and they make some juice, and they throw away the extract as well.
Small scale.
And they throw the extract.
Aye.
Now we can supplement our animal feed by using some of those farm products.
This saves money.
This save money maybe about 50% in cost.
Wow.
Because breadfruit can be used that way, apple can be used that way, mango throw away every year, just spoil all over the place.
Right.
And even sometimes I saw it in St. Elizabeth, we have the glut on the market with the tomato.
And it just
Can make animal feed.
Yes.
Person who do bottling industry for water coconuts, those young water coconuts can be milled back and made animal feed as well.
That's very, one of the things that I'm getting from what you're saying, you care a great deal about things wasted.
Right.
Right. That was the motivating factor
That
behind
was
a
me,
lot of this.
because when I was growing up, I think about owning a farm, but we come from a poor community and a poor family.
Right.
I didn't have the reserve to leave my job to do all this.
Right.
So I have to do it part-time until I can go on my own.
Ah,
You understand?
all right. So in St. Catherine, you mentioned your farm. How much land are you farming on?
I am practically on about 5 acres now. But I don't miscellaneous crop because I have nothing waste.
Yes.
What waste from the cows, go back in the field.
Wow.
And I plant my own grass, so the waste from the animal, can use it as an organic manure instead of buying fertilizer.
Wow. Money savings, product savings, future planning.
Everything.
I
It's
like
more
it.
environmental friendly as well.
Environmentally friendly. Now, these are your machines.
Yes, I invent those machines.
Do other farmers use them? Or do
Other
they-
farmers, I make machine for other farmers.
Okay.
And other farmers have access to use mine as well.
Okay.
Because I have portable machine I can take to the field, and it can cut the grass and self-load at the same time.
Yeah.
So the vehicle that all that machine to the farm, it will come in with a load of grass.
Got you. Have you seen how your machines have impacted the community around you in terms of productivity?
A lot, because people from the community is not much supportive in terms, but because in my community we don't have much farmer. But in around like St. Andrew area, I got a lot of support from farmers that side.
St. Andrew.
Because of the goat industry.
Right.
Most farmers are turning to goat now since COVID, so they don't have access to much grass. So when they harvest the grass outside, they can chaff it. So people working out can chaff grass this evening. Somebody at home can feed the goats them tomorrow. They don't have to go to the pasture.
Aye. And 3 years shelf life.
3 years shelf-life once they don't open that.
So based on what you're saying, your inventions not only save money, prevent wastage. Sound like you're making jobs.
It's create job. Agriculture have a job for everybody in Jamaica. If the government go the way as how we think about agriculture, it have a job for every Jamaican, impact Jamaican.
Nice.
And there's a means and ways, because even the common sawdust
Yeah.
that we waste, it can incorporate with the chicken litter and the pig down and the cow.
Right.
You can break it down and you use it as organic manure.
Wow,
Instead of going out to buy fertilizer.
Yeah, and
Cut it down.
and that is local to us.
Local to
in
us.
our economy.
Right.
Right, you really don't like what you said.
Yeah.
I can tell. You did mention that you have good reception in St. Andrew.
Yes.
Have you started expanding in any other areas?
Yes, in part of in Kingston, I've got quite a few clients now order machine from me.
Right.
I'm in the process of building some, but St. Andrew is the biggest place I'm ever read.
Different machines are the same machine.
Same type of machine that I have. I even
yeah.
got my friend at Portland, another one of the coconut grate.
Uh-huh.
I can build that as well.
Aye.
Coconut, because it's quite efficient.
Yes.
Instead of you go use your hand or something on the coconut, you just put the coconut in the machine. I'm also in the process of making one for cassava as well.
Aye. All right. So we're going to talk some more about that. We have had this motivating and interesting conversation with Orville Williams, one of Jamaica's innovative farmers and contributor to greater levels of productivity, decreasing levels of waste, even job creation in the agriculture sector. Our talk isn't finished though. We continue on the other side of this quick break.
Sweet Jamaica, we not left ya. Tough yam and banana, we not left ya.
Finger licking jerk chicken, Helcher fish and bami, we run down yam and banana, roast breadfruit, sweet potato pudding. Jamaica food sweet. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
Sweet Jamaica, we not left ya.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We are continuing our conversation with inventor Orville Williams, the man with solutions to drive productivity in the agricultural sector. Mr. Williams, continuing our conversation.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot of people will say, government now do nothing for you. But you did something for yourself.
Yes, because I always say I don't beg money because I can make money.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't depend on government to do everything because they can assist you. But if you're going to wait and government to do everything, you're not going to reach nowhere.
Right,
You have
right.
to create it for yourself. So when you go and get tough, the tough have to get going.
So this idea of, yes, I would like some assistance, but I am determined to do for myself. This is important to running your farm and a business. don't
Yes,
you?
really, because when people come and see you trying, the help will come easier.
Ah,
It's encouragement.
I see. What sort of help have you gotten?
I've gotten help from RADA, RADA don't leave me up.
Yes.
In terms of both benefit and they instruct me a lot. And I've learned a lot from them because I've visited most of their trainings.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I've been to those training, I come home with something back in my head.
Nice.
Member of Parliament also helped me with a drip system, which is, I think it's blooming right now.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us how you accessed some of these things, especially from RADA. You had to be a member first.
Well, I'm not sure. I am a registered farmer.
Yes.
But I'll make myself available at every and any time they have some farmer training and what have you. So my face become popular in the place.
I don't want to break you too quick, but I just want to find out right here how you find out about the trainings. There's a group or...
I am the president for the Breast Prospect Farmers Group.
You should have told me that long time, man.
Understand? So rather I came to us and they have taught us to make wine.
Yes.
So we can make wine from almost every farm product can make wine.
Breadfruit.
Everyone, yam.
Sweet potato.
Sweet potato. We had made
No.
we had made some last year with from mangoes. I think it was apple.
All right.
Ethiopia apple.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. It was very good.
So when you're hitting the market with that.
Very good. I'm a person of that type. I'm more in the engineering field.
I
understand? But I can show somebody how to make it now.
Understood.
But I'm more in engineering field. I love engineering because when I was going to agriculture school, I prefer engineering.
I got you. So all right, yeah, you were telling me about RADA and the help that they've given and how you accessed it.
Yes, they will access me like getting some seeds sometime. Mm-hmm. They provide me with the new plant of the MB2 pineapple.
Right.
And I'm having a project right now, 2 years now, and it's going on fine.
Okay. So I have not seen really the machines in operation, but
Yes.
where do you get the materials to create these?
Scraps.
So not a big thing where you buy nowhere.
No, the only thing you have to buy is the engine or the motor. That if it's a propel motor, you have
Yes.
to get the motor, and if it's a propel engine, but the engine from my old water pump and all those engines, I repair them and I build them back.
Ah, so it's,
The next thing I get me scrap from the old bed, the old beds.
what you're not saying?
The old bed, the angle iron from the old bed,
Uh-huh.
that is one of the greatest contributor towards my projects that I have there.
Ah.
So anyway, I see the old bed, I ask you, just let me have them, no? And I always get them. And
Wow.
I use it a lot.
Wow. So you have found solutions to all the problems
All
and
those,
created
right.
the steps. Now, one thing I'm very interested in, you mentioned that other people use your thing. You have, like the apple scratter, you have created it for others. Are you training anybody in?
Yes, actually, I have one person beside me now which is interested
Right.
right now. But I plan to establish it bigger and better.
Yes.
You understand? Because I'm started about 4 years in that, but it started small.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really getting somewhere rather is people who really promoting my thing now.
Okay.
So I'm grateful for that.
So the word is going out.
Yeah.
Word is going out. Man, I love to hear that. I love to hear that. You told me that you've been in farming all your life.
All my life.
And my question here is, what's next in the future? What's coming
Well,
up?
my future is to have a canning industry. Because one of the greatest dung farming is Jamaica is storage.
Right.
Storage and a processing plant. That is the greatest dung farming in Jamaica, right?
To prevent wastage.
To prevent wastage.
Ah,
We have some good season of rainfall.
yes.
And we have some serious drought season. And in the drought, those farmers down St. Elizabeth suffer. And
Yes.
it don't have to be that way. We could make storage in Jamaica that we have a control of one price all year round for farm product. One price. So if we have a storage and a good marketing structure, it will alleviate the problem for the farmers.
Sounds like you're going to build the whole factory and everything yourself.
Well, that's my ambition.
All right. You know, there are many people who are watching this program, and
Yeah.
I know some of them are farmers. There are many people who are not yet farmers, but
Yes.
interested in farming. And you have done so much with seemingly just finding the stuff that already exists.
Yeah.
I'd like you to take a moment and just talk to those people who are watching. What would you say to them? How would you encourage them?
Well, farming is the only invention in Jamaica that can go in and get rich in 1 year. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about not being a millionaire, but how you started out. For example, sweet pepper.
Yes.
You plant 1,000 roots of sweet pepper and harvest 3 pounds per plant. And you achieve maybe $300 per pound. When you multiply that 1,000 by that $900 and that amount of trees, you see a significant amount. And it's just a small amount can hold 1,000.
Right.
You understand? And within 6 months, that crop ready. You understand? So agriculture, goat again, is a vibrant industry.
Yes.
A goat pay you maybe about 4 or 5 times the price of a cow. In terms of what Jamaican is going now, the price of goat meat, the demand for it, and the space that a goat occupy.
Right.
If we go the way that we store our own feed and make our own feed, a goat can actually raise in a box. You understand? Comparing to a cow. The amount of feed 10 goat consume for the day, one cow would consume it.
Okay.
And goat, you will never see the size of Jamaica produce enough goat to really have a glut on the market. Goat always hard to get.
So
So agriculture is a job for everybody. Both the farming industry, manufacturing industry, all of those. But we have to approach it from a business level. And you have to be serious about what you're doing. It have to be disciplined and you have to be dedicated to it.
right.
But when I get a hold on it, it becomes a hobby. So you're going to do what you like now and you're going to like what you do.
Stop feel like work.
Right, agriculture. Because being around an animal and plant is one of the biggest company you can ever have. And comfortable.
Well, I hope some of our up and coming farmers, including our younger ones, are listening.
Yeah, one of the things I want to talk about is when I was going to school, like in primary school back in the 70s,
Right.
Friday days was designated for agriculture and sewing for the girls. But agriculture need to introduce back in Jamaica and in the schools and from a tender age,
Right.
so children can live what they learn.
You know, I really thank you for that information that
Yeah.
you have shared. It's been very inspiring. And overall, this has been Get the Facts. We have spoken to Orville Williams, an innovative farmer, an inventor, and a contributor to greater levels of productivity in the agriculture sector. I want you to listen to what he said there at the end. There is a piece of the sector for everyone. Thank you for watching. And until next time, when we get the facts again, I am Theodore Henry. Take good care.
Bigger than the universe. You're bigger than the sun and the stars. You're bigger than the things, oh, that could tear me apart. You're bigger than the universe. You're bigger than the sun and the stars. You're bigger than the things, oh my, that could tear me apart. For I know you're great in all the earth. For I know you're great in all the earth. You're bigger. You're bigger than the problems I face. You're bigger than the disasters I've seen. You're bigger. You're so much bigger, Jesus, than what this life may bring. Oh, Lord, you're bigger than the universe. Yes, you are. You're bigger than the sun and the stars.
A few days ago, the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, promised tactical approaches to deal with contract killings on the island. Sure to feature in these interventions from the security forces is the still fairly new Joint Anti-Gang Task Force. Let's examine how this crime-fighting unit came into operation and its mission.
What you're seeing, or what I'm going to introduce, which is the Joint Anti-Gang Task Force, is all about continuing our focus on guns, gunmen, and gangs. And it was important, and we saw as part of our strategic focus and strategies that we had developed and planning that we had done, that we required an agile joint force that could deal with the levels of violence that we see here in Jamaica.
The JDF has been committed, intentional, and strategic about the support we provide to the JCF as we work to reverse the norm of gunmen being comfortable in any space.
It is not bound by any particular geographic space, but will move fluidly across the country to interrupt gang activities, to disrupt and deter those, to recover firearms or seize firearms, and also to focus on those people who are intent on creating death, mayhem, and pain in our society.
The JDF will bring dynamic and flexible military expertise to this task force, ensuring joint intelligence and the securing of the spaces in which we engage. This will allow the JCF to focus on the pursuit of gangs and the apprehension of their members who terrorize communities.
Now, the way the Joint Task Force works, none of these were achieved only by themselves. We work with the Lotto Scam Task Force, we work with CTOC, we work with territorial police, i.e. the police in the various divisions and areas. And it gives them, each one of these, far more capacity when they need it to deal with situations that can become or are highly violent. We have recruited some 70 plus persons, young Jamaicans, who had gone through the Jamaica National Service Corps program. They trained for a year or so as soldiers, and then we recruited them and ran them through the entire police training program. So these are qualified soldiers, qualified police officers, and they make up part of the task force and are familiar and comfortable in both the military environment and the policing environment. And that's part of creating the synergies to work more effectively as a joint group.
Through this joint initiative with the JCF, you can trust that this is our intention to create a safer Jamaica.
So we are creating the conditions, and this is part of our ongoing transformation, modernization, and responses to a situation that has plagued us for over 2 decades. And we're determined that we're not going into a 3rd decade with it as it is. And as part of that, we require and would ask for public support and public confidence.
I want Jamaica to focus on collaboration that is required to reap tangible results. Please work with this anti-gang task force. We want to protect you. We want to protect Jamaica for a safer and secure future.
The Travel Pal application was created by the Transport Authority for the protection of the commuting public. Please download the Travel Pal application on the Google Play Store or the Apple iOS Store. Once you download the application, put in your phone number, register the application under your phone number, and then you'll be able to verify the license plate that you're going in. Once you verify the license plate and the information of the vehicle, you will then be able to share that trip of the vehicle that you're in. And if there is difficulty on the trip, you would then will be able to push a panic button and share your location with others as well. Download the application, give us our feedback at customerservice@ta.org.jm. Don't forget, it's free to download, free to use.
And that's all the time we have left today on the show. Join us again tomorrow on the same station for another exciting edition of Jamaica Magazine. To re-watch this episode or other content like this, visit our YouTube channel or website, jis.gov.jm. We would love to hear from you. Our social media pages are available. That's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. From all of us here at the GIS, have yourselves a wonderful Sunday. I'm Adrian Atkinson. See you next time.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.